Hi everybody, this is Diane. It is time. I finally finished these 4 Mary Poppins journals, and I'm so excited to be able to share them with you. They're each done with a different cover. 3 of them are little golden books, and one of them is a Whitman classic book. And in a separate video, I will show you the paper dolls and this record book and these stamps. These I just bought. I just use them. I'm not going to make any more Mary Poppins books. So all of these will be in a separate video of listings in my shop. And I just had to have this little prop in here. This is an ornament that I bought in 2021. And it is Bert and Mary on the rooftops doing the chimney sweep musical stuff. And it plays the chimney sweep song, Step in Time. Listen. Cute, huh? So this is just on a little shelf in my bedroom. I had to show it to you. Each of these journals will come with a bundle. Mostly it is cut off papers, and there were quite a few nice size pieces of the papers that I use, including the nice double-sided Cartabella papers, and just a few other things that were left over. So each one will get a bundle. So now let's just get into it. Let's do the Whitman one first, because that's different. So it's slightly narrower and slightly taller. Also, I had 2 trims that I was adding into each journal, and I did add the trim that looks like her carpet bag, but I didn't add this strip in. It's a piece of twill that looks like a measuring tape. So I'm just going to include this in the bundle that goes with this journal. I better give you measurements. This is 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. And all of them have a 2-inch spine. And they all have the hitch fastener with a hair tie. And they all have book corners. I chose this cherry print because I liked the colors with this cover, and because the Banks family lives on Cherry Tree Lane. I used some green gingham here and some really pretty pastel flowers, and I like the illustrations on the back here. And the beads that I used are ones that... Oh, I thought something was loose here, but it's just because some of the strands are inside the book. Okay, there we go. That's better. So I used a lot of these beads are what I just purchased from Joann's and Hobby Lobby. So just some pink and green and some white and clear ones. Some that look like roses. Sorry for the glue on my fingers. I did wash twice. There's a little butterfly. Actually, there's 2 butterflies and a little flower. So, oh, and this one. I love these. These are so elegant. There's more from this strand of beads on the... Oh, this is the Whitman book. So, let's go inside. I didn't count the pages, but there are a lot of pages. I will put that in the description. I just glued a little piece. I had used a paper pad, and I had said I would have that paper pad handy. Oh, I see it. I forgot to get it out, but I see it. It's right here. It's from Craft Smith at Michael's, and it's called Garden Charm. They're the cardstock pages, and they're single-sided, and you get 48 sheets. So I thought these pages were perfect for the Mary Poppins journals. And they had some cut aparts, and I used a lot of those. So that's one of them. And the other paper that I used was from Cartabella, and it was called Practically Perfect. And this is one of those with the kites. I did some nice fabric ruffles, and there's a sticker sheet that comes with the Cartabella paper. Now since this book is narrower than the others, I did fold it in fold in the page, so I didn't have to cut it off. And there is a belly band. And there's a colored index card and a little flash card. It has the French words on the back. I liked the rain boots. There's a flower seed packet with a coupon on it. I took illustrations out of this book and used them in all of the journals. So I think all of the journals have something from all of the other books in it because they all have a different illustration style. Here's a carpet bag sticker. It's just a note paper to write on. Here's a cutoff from the Cartabella paper, a flash card with some cakes. Maybe when they were having tea, they would have that. And this is one of the cut-aparts. I'm a little teapot. And I have 2 digital ephemera sets in these books, and they are both from Allegra Digitals. And there was a page of 8 tags, so I put 2 tags in each journal. Just some small ledger pages. This is a vintage flashcard, and I love this one with the children on the carousel horse. If you're familiar with the Mary Poppins story, you understand that. Some stationery here. This was from a larger Walt Disney book that had a variety of stories in it, so I just had the Mary Poppins pages. This is, of course, when there's some of the cake. They're up on the ceiling because they're laughing. Here's from a coloring book. I had 2 coloring books to use. And this is her measuring tape. That's from the sticker sheet. The wrapping paper, I thought this was perfect with that lady's pretty outfit and the parasol. And I did take some quotes from some of the books and use them. And because this page is narrow, this wouldn't fit across. I could have put it sideways, but I didn't. So I just put it on an angle and used it as a belly band. Here's the other coloring book. And this actual page was colored. I had to cut them narrower. This was the book it came out of. So I had to cut it narrower, and then I folded it up so it would fit on the page. And you can flip it over and see the other side. There's journaling space, and you can journal or glue things underneath. And if you decide you don't like this, it's just added on with this strip of paper. You can cut that right off, and you'll be left with this little decorative piece at the top. I used some envelopes in the center, and some of them were envelopes that came with a collection of Valentines from the 1960s. So there's one. I didn't put anything in the center envelopes. It's for you guys to fill up. There's a lined note paper, and that is vintage. I don't know how old, but it's vintage. And one of the illustrations from this book. When they're cleaning up the nursery, I sewed it to cardstock and added some trim or fabric. Vintage ledger. Well, it's not ledger, it's just lined paper. Came from one of those hardbound books that are like ledgers. This is a piece of fabric that I thought was really cute with Mary Poppins. And there's just a piece of music in here. I didn't pay attention to what the songs were. I'm sure they don't relate to Mary Poppins at all. And this I thought was cute. I have a small collection of these tags that were cards that were handwritten on how to do these crafts. Now, these pockets are narrower than the ones in the other journals, so where the other ones would have an illustration like this tucked in, they wouldn't fit in these, so I did these cutout ladies, Mary Poppins, to put in there. There's the Feed the Birds lady. And I did a video on making these fabric strips that have 3 layers, fabric tabs. They're done in a strip, a long strip. So these are shortened because I cut pieces off to be the tabs. But there's a video about that. A little round playing card. I love the color of that for this journal, and I added this little note paper in there. Lots of space for writing, lots of things tucked in, and lots of things clipped to the pages. That's a sticker. And we did these little clusters in a video. And there's another vintage flashcard. This is from Romper Room, and it's a kite. And there's little kites and a weather vane here. And there's the kite page. This is the only book that had a spine, so I turned it into a little bookmark. And this is an illustration from, I think it's from one of the Golden books. And then I did a video on these tags. This is a Tim Holtz wallpaper that you used to be able to get. I think you can still get it. And this came from these stamps. So any of the stamps that you see, most of them came from this set of stamps. And this is the other digital from Allegra Digital, some fussy cut images of Mary Poppins. There are 2 pages in that digital, and that's part of it. And then this is something I picked up at a flea market, and it's a note for our babysitter. And I love it, but I only had 3, so it should be in 3 of these journals, and then the other one got something else instead, but it is also for the babysitter. So this is not from that stamp set, but the carousel horse is. So when you see these little things scattered around, they're stickers from the sticker sheet. I think that's a sticker too. Yeah, I put it on cardstock. This is a place card that you would put at a dinner on a table and put somebody's name on it. I love the music and the pink roses. Lots of space for writing on it, and a little playing card. More stationery. This is from a book of coupons. It's actually just note paper that my daughter picked up at Disney World. She's been there several times. I've been there twice. I think I said we're going again in November. But it was a little booklet of these Magic Kingdom coupons, but it's actually just a note card, a note paper. You can't get into the Magic Kingdom with those. Piece of wrapping paper, another quote. It actually has the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, some of the lyrics from that. She's on the race, on the carousel horse, or on the fox hunt. And this is a stationery envelope. It looks like just a plain one, but it does have a different kind of paper. I don't know what it is. It's got some kind of finish on it that's quite pretty. Almost pearly. This is the slow flip through. The other journals will have a faster flip through. So here's a pocket from one of the illustrations. And again, Uncle Albert is up on the ceiling. This is from that Michael's paper. This is music paper, but it's the blank kind, manuscript paper for writing out music. This one has, whoops, got his head caught on that. This one has a paint chip, and while you were out, I had to trim the margins off it so it would fit in. And then another cutout from one of the Golden books. This is a playing card with this Victorian looking house, and I love this with her silhouette. There's a time flash card, and this lamppost is from that stamp set. And this is just from a nursery rhyme book, but it's Children on a Carousel. And I just included this page, one of these pages in each journal, from a birthday book where you would write down the names of people who had the birthday on these dates. Oh, today's 20th, March 20th. The 19th was yesterday. That was my husband's birthday. My children and I get together on his birthday. Sometimes we go out to eat. Sometimes we eat home, but we did that yesterday, last night. This is part of the Cartabella paper, and of course the cherry fabric. And this is a can label. Stickers. This is a real milk bottle tag cap. We have a music flashcard in here and a pink index card. There's a piece of stationery. One of the pages from this book that has a table of contents, so you get the titles of all of the chapters. This is just a little piece of the cut apart page of the Cartabella paper. There she is going away because the wind changed and her work was done. Here I just paper clipped a couple of tickets and this little file folder that has some vintage wrapping paper. I die cut. I did a master board with wrapping paper scraps and then used dies to make die cut pieces. Gift wrap and another quote. I think here she's just coming. And this one, I don't know what happened. I don't remember why it was in two small pieces. This didn't even go with it. So instead of folding it, I just made it into a pocket and made this into a card and tucked it in. And another stationery envelope. And this one is a dairy coupon, a vintage one. And I did have 4 titles off of the chapters that I thought would be cute to include in the book. So each one got something similar to that. That one says On the Rooftops. And this is just from a list paper. And in this pocket, there is this little card thing that was actually a trifold. I cut off the last piece because it didn't have anything to do with Mary Poppins, but these are some illustrations that someone hand drew to make this little paper doll and little sketches of some of the other characters. And there's room to journal on the back. And this came out of one of the golden books. She's looking at them while they're on the ceiling. And a really pretty current postcard. And then I used a money flashcard as a pocket here, and that will represent Michael's tuppence, even though it's American money. Another cut apart card, and this note paper. If you saw my recent haul from an estate sale and a thrift store, I bought this at one of them. I think I bought it at the thrift store. It's a little binder that had a lot of this paper in it, which was so cute. So I bought it, and I put one in each journal. I want the colors to show. And then this has lyrics from Chim Chimney. And there is a bed flashcard. And this is the carpet bag fabric or trim. Okay, so this goes in a different journal because this is one of the other pieces for the babysitter. It's the booklet that those yellow or the pink sheets came in. So I think I need that to go in another book. And there's Bert drawing on the sidewalk. And this is missing its pieces. Oh my goodness, what did I do? So, I did my seal, and it was supposed to go on the back of this. I think I know what I did. I think I kind of shoved them together, and this went down in between them. So I'll have to do something with that. But there will be a postcard, another current postcard, and a library card with my name on it in this library pocket. So I will correct that. And this will come with it. And that one is the Pink Mary Poppins. Each journal will have their own listing, its own listing. Let's go through the other ones a little bit more quickly. This one is the Magic Compass, and it has a lot of blues and greens and yellows. Yellow polka dot fabric, and all the beads are blue and green and yellow. There's some little bows and just some pretty beads. I left the back the way it was. Added some corners. This is cut out of this book. Some of the pages that I didn't use. So for the golden books, there is one folio in each signature from this book, but it also has some illustrations from the other books. It's a plant flower seed packet. I cut it open. Stationery. This is the die cut piece from the wrapping paper masterboard. There's that sheet and a ball flashcard with the French on the back. So they're on a carousel on this page. I just put the paper clip on so it wouldn't be all floppy and get bent. This one says a change in the wind. Taking their medicine with a spoonful of sugar. So this golden book is based on a little story that P.L. Travers wrote, but it's not included in the movie, either of the movies. It's one of the digital pieces. This is the Spoonful of Sugar song. There's a pencil that Jane probably used to write their list of requirements in a nanny. Now this illustration from one of the other books, I just thought it was so pretty with this picture in her dress. I love that dress that she wears and the hat. And I had this little scrap piece of tulle with dotted Swiss on it. So I just sewed it on top of that to represent a part of her dress or hat. And there's a little vintage daisy trim piece on there. There she is, again, on a digital with the same outfit. I love this card. The reds and the white. Her hat with the daisies and the umbrella. Her umbrella isn't red and white striped, but it is very perfect with that. This is part of the cut apart page and the digital tags. This flashcard just says boy. There's no picture on it. There they are, going up into the air with their balloons. It's another one of the digitals. One of the Valentine envelopes. Oh, you've got two of them with the dirt and grime on them from the chimneys in this journal. This one has the music again and one of the hand-drawn craft cards and this splash card for a jar of jam. Well, it's an empty jar, but it does say jam on the back. Now, the original stories, Michael and Jane had younger twin siblings. So that one is Barbara, and that one is John. So they're the twins that don't appear in the movies. There's a card with a part of a map of London. Stationery. This is a digital of a Viewmaster reel. It says Mary Poppins on it. Just a list sheet for writing and a beautiful illustration. This is a card that was given out as a birthday card, but it's from a shoe store. And I love the children on the carousel. There's a while you were out note and the tag. And the last signature, just a note paper that I had in my stash. Sticker or a ticket in this book. The name card and a playing card. This is a cut apart from a different sheet of paper. I like the colors. Chimney. And there's the babysitter note. There's an envelope. A yellow paint chip, and this says things to buy. And this one doesn't have its library card. It's right here. I glued them and then didn't want to stick them back in. So there's the magic compass. Next we have just Mary Poppins. I'll do this one more quickly. So this one has blues and purples and yellows. I didn't have any purple beads, so it's all blue and yellow and clear, but very pretty. I used different shades of blue. This is Babysitter's Instructions, so that's a bigger sheet from 1971, and I only have one of those. This flashcard has a bar of soap, and as I mentioned in a different video, in the second movie with Emily Blunt, there is a scene where they're supposed to be taking a bath, but they jump in the water and it takes them undersea, and there's this whole really cute song. And I think this is when they're going to join Uncle Albert, or no, they're coming down from the ceiling. Because they go up to the ceiling when they're laughing. And so in order to get them down, Mary Poppins had to tell them something sad. Or else Bert did. and then they made him sad, and then they dropped down to the ground. This has butterflies on this paper. Flashcard is just a K for kite. And this one has an illustration from the Jolly Holiday Golden Book with the penguins. So I put a penguin flashcard in here. It's one of the, these are both digitals from Allegra Digitals. And this happened to just be, I saw it somewhere, maybe in my ephemera binder. And it is a copy of an antique catalog that I have. So that's the style of shoe that Mary would have worn. The music flashcard. Stationery. This is a flashcard with a baseball hat. And I love that little bird right there. This is tickets and a die cut of a heart. You can use anywhere in the book. The bird lady. This one says tuppence, so I put the money card there. This is when she's coming to Uncle Albert's house to see if she can help. I think it's his uncle. When Uncle Albert is up on the ceiling. I think I glued this reel on the fabric, and then some of the glue kind of seeped through. So there's another sheet and a postcard. I think that's from one of the coloring books. There they are, jumping into Bert's chalk picture. There is a jar of jam. And this is part of the Supercalifragilistic song. And this is just a little snippet left over from a coloring book that you can write on. And this is the Feed the Birds song. There she is. You are so lovely. The dairy coupon. You can take these things that I've clipped on. There's the Disney ticket. Take the things that I've clipped on. I'm sorry, this is wrapping paper. And move them around the book. Glue them down to something. Tuck them in the pocket. Leave them where they are. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do. There's the birthday book page. And this pocket does have my signature, but another quote passage from one of the books that you can stick wherever you want. And one more book. Let me see. Yeah, I've got about 10 minutes left. So this one is Jolly Holiday with Mary on her carousel horse with the children behind her, wearing her beautiful outfit. This is when they're inside the chalk drawing. And you can see that it's rubbed up against probably other books on the bookshelf or whatever, but some of the color is rubbed off. Look at the beautiful rose fabric. And these are the beads this is the charm that I used, more of these little really beautiful rose designed beads. And well, that one is a sculpted rose. It's not really sculpted, it's molded, but it's just got beautiful beads. There's a bow. And I did decide not to keep any of the journals, so they're all going in the shop. One of them, I covered the back, this one, because it was really scribbled on, so I put paper on the back of that. This is an illustration from, it's the same illustration of the children on the merry-go-round from a nursery rhyme book, but I had to cut these children off, and I added them right there. All the other nannies blew away. You've pretty much seen everything. So this flashcard says asleep. So she is singing them that lullaby with reverse psychology. Stay awake, don't fall asleep. Oh, and actually she's singing it right there. Stay awake, don't rest your head. Don't lie down upon your bed. This is a stationery envelope. It's got a scalloped edge, and it was very plain, so I added that piece of scrapbook paper. This pocket could be some of the homes on Cherry Tree Lane. There's the music and the craft card and a postcard. There's another pencil. And there's this. So everybody, all the books have a babysitter note. Good. I'm glad they all got one. I was going through these books trying to make sure, trying to figure out which one was going to get that bigger piece. And I couldn't find them. I kept overlooking them. So I gave up. And I stuck this in. And I didn't really need to. This is from Supercalifragilistic, so you can trim that and glue it wherever you want. That's a plain card. There's the Disney coupon. Now, I had torn the envelope when I took it apart so I could sew it into the journal. So I glued it together, but you could still see where a tear was. So I added just a little strip of paper there. There's so much fun in these journals. There's a playing card. That's a sticker. How to make a kite. It's just a little notepad or paper, but it has a bird and some flowers up there. Wrapping paper. Valentine envelope. Cherry Tree Lane is the chapter heading on this. And we have more soap. paint chip and a card. There we have it. So each journal will have its own listing. Each journal will come with a little packet of leftover goodies. And each journal has a nice representation of the Mary Poppins storybooks. So I hope that you enjoyed these. They were very fun to make. And yeah, my shop is linked below. And all you have to do is click on that link and it will take you to my shop, and you can see which Mary Poppins journals might be left there. I'm hoping that they are all going to sell. It's kind of difficult to put 4 in at once because maybe I don't have 4 buyers, but I'm sure they will sell eventually. So I hope that you will be able to get one, and maybe tomorrow I will have the other Mary Poppins items ready to be in my shop, the paper dolls and the stamps and the book. We will see. I'll do my best. And I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.